everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it's going to be kind of a little knitting vlog type journey, I think. That's the plan for this video anyway. It is currently Saturday, December 28th, and I am going to be leaving this Monday. I'm going on a mini New Year's vacation with my husband and his parents. So I'm going to be out of town for I think we're leaving the 30th and then we'll be back on the 3rd of January. So I'm not going to be home to make videos. So I'm trying to make videos in advance. But I know a project that I want to make. So for Christmas, I made everybody gifts, whether that was knit or crocheted gifts, but my husband. I had a lot of gifts to make, so I told him that I would make him something after the holiday, just because I was so overwhelmed. I had so many gifts to make, and he finally decided on what I could make him, and it's socks. And if you guys know from some of my previous videos, I've mentioned how I want to make my own socks, knit some socks. So that's what we're going to be doing in this little vlog, is making my husband a pair of socks. He's going to be my guinea pig for when I make my own pair. But I recently got some yarn in the mail, a little delivery, so I figured that we could go through it here. This yarn haul is actually from the YouTuber OK Crochet. I don't know if you guys watch her, but I love her. She is so funny. Her editing is hilarious. And I've just been a really, really big fan of hers since before I started my channel. I watched her a lot. So go over there, show her some love. I'll put her handle right here and any other socials that she has. But she recently did a video of destashing her yarn, and she was basically giving the yarn away. You just had to pay for shipping. So that's what I did. And I got some really, really good yarn. Like I said, it was free. She was just making people pay for the shipping, which I had no issue with. So I figured we'd go through it together. I'm so, so excited. I, of course, already know what's in here because I paid for it and saw the listing and watched her video. So the first things that are in here is hanks. Okay. I recently, if you guys watched one of my last videos, I got my first ever hank, which was the yarn I plan to use for my socks. But I have two more in this little delivery. They're both like this brand. It's Great Northern Yarns. I've never heard of it before, but it's fingering weight or sock weight. And it's 70% mink and 30% cashmere. So there's this kind of like really pretty like royal blue color, and then this really really pretty, I'm gonna save this color for myself for sure, purple. So those two are in here from the same brand, the Great Northern Yarns. I got two of these. It is a 40% yak, 10% mink, 15% soy, 35% baby merino wool fingering weight yarn. And spoiler, this is the yarn I plan to use for my husband's socks. It is 360 yards. Where's the grams? There's no gram. I'll have to weigh it and see. But 360 yards. I think one will be plenty for his socks, so I'll have another one. Okay, so the fingering weight yarn really, really piqued my interest, okay? But not as much as this next thing of yarn. I think these are called donuts. But I have 6 of these. This is Artful Yarns Vaudeville. It's 100% merino wool. And it looks very like vintage. I honestly don't know. I don't know if it is, but the tag it's like itself looks very vintage to me. It says it's made in Italy for Artful Yarns in Townsend. Is that Massachusetts? I've been out of school a while, okay? I never claimed to be the smartest, but MA, I think that's Massachusetts. But the yarn is so interesting. So keep in mind, it's merino wool, but it's like this tube type thing. Like, it's kind of a knitted tube. I don't know if you guys can really see all that well. But basically, it's this little tube that's knitted, and it's all these different colors, and it's so interesting because it is merino wool, and I've never seen it anything like this before, where it's a little tube of wool. But basically, also, does it say? Um, it doesn't say like what the weight of this yarn is, but it calls for a knitting needle size 11, so I'm assuming that's US 11. But it's really really interesting. The color is 05. There's not I'll just take this out. There's not a like color name, but it just says 05. It's 50 grams. Okay, so one donut is 50 grams. But this like caught my eye for sure. It's so interesting looking. And I don't know what I'll make out of these. Like I said, I have 6. So, and they're each 50. So I have 300 grams of this really cool yarn. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know down in the comments. At first I thought maybe a purse, and then you could make the bag and then wash it and it would kind of felt and shrink it. But I really want to keep like the tube texture of the yarn, in all honesty, so I don't know what I'll do for it. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think I should make with this? My plan is to Google this yarn and see if anyone has posted a project made with it, because I think it's really really cool, and I have so much so much of it. But for this video, we're going to be using this Great Northern Yarns blend here, this fingering weight, and it's super super soft, so I think my husband will like it. I have a pattern. I'll put it up here, and I'm going to be using these 2.25 millimeter knitting needles. If you guys watched my last kind of fiber arts vlog, I picked these up at Joann. They're a little bit small for the pattern. The pattern is a 2.5 millimeter, but I think I'll just loosen my tension and it'll probably be fine. Here's the pattern. I just have it pulled up on my iPad. This app that I use, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It is called My Row Counter, and it is so so handy. You can import projects on it, and it has like your row counter up here, and you can even like draw. Like I went through the pattern. This is a free pattern, by the way. I didn't pay for this, but I went through the pattern and highlighted all of the like markings, or like I'm making my husband a large size sock, so I went through and highlighted all of the steps for the large. So it's really really handy. I really really like this app a lot. I use it all the time for all of my patterns basically. Oh, you see see my little recording setup. But yeah, that's what I've got it pulled up, and I am going to do the gauge. I'm going to knit the gauge really quickly, little test swatch. And then I'll see how it goes. But yeah, it says the suggested needle size is a 2.5 millimeter. So mine are a little small, but I think if I just loosen my tension, maybe it'll be fine. We'll see. But I'm really, really excited to knit these socks. So if you guys are interested in the pattern, I'll link it down below. Maybe we can make socks together. But this pattern is actually by Kristen Lehre. I'm not entirely sure. Her website is volenvineyarns.com. So if you guys are interested in making your own socks, I will link it. I really like this pattern because she also has a tutorial on YouTube if there are like kind of clarifying things. So I'm really, really excited to try this pattern for sure, for sure. So let's go ahead and get into me doing the testing gauge swatch. excuse the lighting and the scenery. I'm currently sitting in the floor of the airport. Our flight was supposed to depart at 2:30 p.m. However, there were some technical issues with the operating system of the plane, and they've been trying to fix it, and it's currently 8:10 p.m. So we've just been kind of sitting here waiting for them to call us back on the plane. If you guys saw in one of the clips, we actually did get on the plane and we started to go, and then they stopped and said we had to get off. We actually waited on the plane for about 2 hours. They tried to fix it. And then after the 2 hours, they made us get off. So we've just been waiting for them to get us back on. But I've had a lot of time to knit. So here's how my sock is looking. I don't know if I said before, but I'm making a size large. So this is how it's looking. I need the foot, like here's the heel down here. I need this length to be 7 inches. And currently speaking, it is about 5.5 inches. So I don't have much more, really. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but if I can get it lined up, actually. But it's like about 5.5 down here. So I just need 1.5 inches, and then I can start doing the toe portion. All the toe decreases and things, but one sock. I started this Saturday. It is currently Monday. Yesterday I didn't really work on it because I had a lot of stuff to do before our trip. So not a lot of knitting yesterday, but got a lot done today for sure. I started down here today, down here the heel flap. So I've worked all of this in the couple of hours that we've been here. So hopefully I can finish it tonight. I'm not sure. The flight itself is 4.5 hours. And we still have like another half hour before the airport like updates us on what's going on with the plane. So I say I'll probably get this sock done today. We'll see. I have high hopes though. currently Thursday, January 2nd. You guys haven't heard my voice in a little bit, I don't think, but that's because, unfortunately, the 31st, New Year's Eve, I came down with food poisoning from something I don't even know. I only ate 2 things different from my family, and that was some bao buns and some boba. So unfortunately, it was probably one of those 2, which really sucks. I love bao and I love boba. Um, but you know, as you guys saw, the 31st when we flew out, our plane was delayed multiple hours, and then the 31st I get food poisoning. Um, but today I was back in commission. We went in the desert and we rode some go-kart type things. Dune buggies, I think is what they are. And we walked around Fremont Street. I didn't record anything there just because it was really, really busy. It's a really, really busy street, and we were just moving around a lot, so I didn't record anything. We saw I think it's called the Heart Attack Grill. I remember seeing it on diners, drive-ins, and dives, and even like Man versus Food, I think is what it was. They have like the Heart Attack burger, and I vividly remember that guy trying to eat that burger. It's a really interesting restaurant. Like the servers are in like nurse outfits. Like the guys are in scrubs and the girls are in like, you know, like the Halloween costume nurse outfits. And the when you go in to eat, you have to wear like a hospital gown. Um we didn't end up eating there. We just peeked in the window. I thought it was interesting to see, but the air here is so dry. So dry. My nose is constantly burning or running or something. So I got a bottle of water and I got a liquid IV. I've never tried a liquid IV before, but I figured just after my food poisoning and all of the dry air here that I would try one. It is a sugar-free white peach. Can you guys even see that? It doesn't look like it. I'm so grateful and appreciative that we were able to go on this trip. And like, I know a lot of people don't go on trips and everything, and I mean, my husband and I rarely do, so I'm very grateful to be on this trip. But I am ready to go home tomorrow. It is currently 10:08 p.m. here in Las Vegas. And back home, I'm 3 hours ahead, so that would put me at like 1 a.m. my time. So I'm pretty tired. The whole jet lag and time change thing is a little bit of a struggle for me. It's been a struggle this whole trip, if I'm being honest. But we're flying out in the morning around 4 a.m. Las Vegas time. Or no, we're not flying out. We have to be at the airport at 4 a.m. And then we're flying out like 6:30, 6 a.m. to 6:30. I forget what it is. But then I'm going to be back home around 1 p.m. my time. And I'm so happy. There's just something about being gone from home for so long and then wanting to be back home, you know? And I haven't even really gotten any knitting done. I'll show you guys. So here's the one sock, which you guys saw me do on the plane. And my husband tried it on and it fits. It fits him, and I'm so happy about that. But we run into a little snag, if you will. And that snag being my ring caught the tip of the toe. Can you guys see that? It caught the tip of the toe. And it pulled the stitches. I am so upset. I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying to kind of like pull on the sock in like different ways to try and like make the stitches tight again. And I don't know how to fix it. And I'm so upset. I literally worked on this one sock, for so many hours, and I'm gonna be so upset if I can't fix it. But if I like just take the yarn and a needle and maybe just kind of like try to sew it back down, I don't know if that'll work. But I casted on my other sock on the plane. I think I showed you guys that. And so I haven't worked on it at all. but I figured I would work on it a little bit. My husband is currently down in a casino, but I just wanted to be in bed. I have been struggling this whole vacation, and I'm ready, so ready to rest and be home. And as you guys saw, my chickens laid for the first time. This was their first lay, and I was so freaking excited. Um, I don't know if you guys can see. I'll have to look back in the clip, but basically, I was so dirty because in our backyard, there's like a little bit of a hill, little bit of an incline. Um, like if you're in the backyard coming to the house, it is kind of like a steep incline, and it had been raining. And I got so excited that my chickens laid. I was running back inside the house to get the dummy eggs. And if you guys don't know what a dummy egg is, you basically, when you take the egg from the hen, you want to leave the dummy egg. So that way you don't get a broody hen, which is just like they get really upset when their egg has been taken. So you leave the dummy egg for them to lay on, and then once they realize, okay, it's not going to hatch, then they forget about it and they don't care, and then they'll start laying again. But basically, I was running inside to get my dummy eggs, and I fell running down this wet slope in our backyard, and just like my whole right side of my body, like my arm and my leg, was just covered in mud. But I was just so happy and so excited to go get the dummy eggs that my chickens had laid for the first time. And they laid again since we've been in Las Vegas. I had my sister go check their coop, the nesting boxes, to see if they laid, and I've got 4 more eggs, which is crazy because that means one of my hens has double laid. So I have 7 eggs now, and I'm so excited. I have 4 hens, but one hen I got from a friend, and she is a little younger than my original hens. My original hens were born in April, so that puts them at, I think, 8 months, right? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yes, 8 months. They're 8 months old. And she, I believe, is 6 months. 6 months old. So she's a little bit younger. I don't know if, when she'll start laying, but it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. So that is what I'm most excited for when I go back home, is more knitting, and to see my chickens. And of course to see my dogs, because my poor dogs, they've been boarded in a pet resort. Is that the word? But basically, I just didn't want to leave them home and have someone come and check on them where they've been locked up all day. And this place is really great. I had to get their vaccines up to date and things, and this place, they'll play with them and give them treats and let them outside and things like that. So, they've been like taken care of, in a way of just like differing if I had someone go to my house and check on them and things. So I'm sure they're fine, but I miss them. Yeah, I don't know if anyone, can relate to what I'm saying. Like, I know vacation is supposed to be just so fun, and trips are supposed to be, you just carefree and enjoy your time here. And I have been enjoying my time here, but also me being sick, getting sick, like the first real day of vacation and things, and then, our flight being delayed, which isn't a big deal. Flights get delayed and everything. I guess it was something to do with the operating system, which I'm so glad it happened while we were on the ground and not in the air. I'm sure you guys saw in the clip, but we actually boarded the flight, and then as they were trying to take off, there was an issue. And so then we sat on the plane for maybe 2 hours, and then they made us get off and then wait another 2 to 4 hours and then reboard. So it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. I've only flown maybe 4 times, like including, there and back. So like 4, I mean, I guess you could say 8 times, but 4 like round trips basically. And so that was not fun. That was not helping me want to fly. I didn't really know what was going on, but I'm here. We made it. We made it, and I'm so glad that they were able to fix the plane. I also just realized I haven't tried my water yet. but I was letting the powder sit, so let's try it. Let's try it. It's white peach and it's 0 sugar, so I thought it would be easier on my stomach, basically. It's a little tart. A little tart. I need to drink it because I know for a fact I'm so dehydrated. So I need to drink it. They had white peach with the 0 sugar, and then they had strawberry, which had sugar, and then lemon lime, which also had sugar. And I figured the sugar would probably not be good for my stomach because my stomach is still a little sensitive. Like, we had dinner and it was like a buffet. So I was, and like, you know, my in laws picked the buffet so that way I could just pick and choose what I wanted and not overeat. Whereas, like, you know, you go to a restaurant and maybe something's like too rich or they give you too big of portions or whatever. So we went to a buffet, and even the things that I got, which were like really little things like rice and noodles, really didn't agree with me. I had to come up to the room and lay down for like an hour because my stomach was struggling to digest it. So where was I going with that? I don't know. What was I saying? I'm focusing on my 2x2 ribbing. Oh man. Well, I also need to schedule my upload for tomorrow, which is Friday the 3rd, January 3rd. I need to schedule the upload, but I also need to make the thumbnail for it. I've already edited the video though. I started editing it Monday while we were waiting in the airport for so long. I took a little break from knitting my one sock and edited that video. I'm really upset. I really thought I'd be able to get this pair of socks done during this trip, but unfortunately, that's not how my cookie crumbled. I could have knitted while I was sick up here, but honestly, I couldn't have. I really couldn't have. I was so sick. If you guys have ever had food poisoning before, you'll know. If you haven't, consider yourself lucky. And honestly, I thought knitting on these little baby needles would be really difficult. And honestly, it was a little bit of a challenge to get used to. But I like these needles, how they have a little notch by the cord. It actually makes it very comfortable to hold. I really want to get the right size. These, I believe, are 2.25 millimeter, and I want to get the 2.5 millimeter. I also want to try a different sock pattern. I have multiple sock patterns saved. So I want to give those a shot, but I don't know how long I'll sit here and knit for. Like I said, I want to get that thumbnail edited and the video scheduled. I'm not sure when this video is going to come out. I thought I would have it done by Monday. You know, like have these socks done in this video and then post the video Monday. But honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to finish. I don't know. Maybe I will. Cuz that sock, the first sock, you know, I knitted like Saturday is when I started it, and then I didn't knit any Sunday because I just had a lot to do. I filmed the video that you guys did see Friday. Friday the 28th, was it? I think. Anyways, I filmed that video and I deep cleaned the house because I like to deep clean the house before we leave for a period of time. And then I had to bring the dogs to the little pet resort and pack and, you know, do my little checklist and things like that. So I didn't knit any Sunday, and then I knit a bunch on the plane, which I will again tomorrow in the morning, I'm sure. So don't know. Don't know if I'll be able to get much knitting done tonight, but I don't know. Might be able to finish these socks before the video comes out Monday. I'm not entirely sure. If you guys are seeing this on Monday, then I did. If not, then I didn't. But I'm going to edit the thumbnail for my Friday video really quickly, and then I'll have a little knitting spree. But I also just want to thank you guys. Um, as of checking my subscribers before recording this portion of the video, we hit 1.5 thousand subscribers, which is so crazy. And I really, really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you guys know that. Oh, did I talk about, did I mention it? I'm curious if you guys would be interested in a little Q&A or something from me, a little question and answer type video. I've seen a lot of people do those types of videos, and I don't know if that's anything you guys would be interested in. If so, let me know in the comments, and then maybe I'll make a little community post on my YouTube channel and see what kind of questions come in, but I'm not entirely sure. I wanted to do it for my 1,000 subscriber milestone, but we hit that so fast that I didn't have time to get the questions in. So maybe it'll be like a 2,000 subscriber, because right now we're at 1.5 thousand, and so then I'd still need 500 to get to the 2,000. So maybe we'll do it for the 2,000 milestone. But you guys will have to let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, because then we can do just like a little knit or crochet along, and then I answer your guys' questions and you get to know me a little bit better. Because I haven't said my name on here or where I'm from or anything like that. I don't know why. Now that I think about it, I think it's just like I've been focused on making the content. I haven't really thought about doing that. But if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know down in the comments, and then I'm sure we can make that happen. But I'm just gonna go ahead and edit this thumbnail, and then we'll get our knit on. Okay, hello everybody. Today is currently Sunday, January 5th, so I took a little over a week to finish these socks. I started on Saturday of last week, so just one day over, just one day. Technically not. I mean, I didn't knit consecutively for a week. It was like a couple days, but anyways, that's not the point. We're finished. I finished the second sock. I did not suffer from second sock syndrome, if you guys know what that is. I saw a lot of tips to, as soon as you finish one sock, immediately cast on your second one. So that's what I did. And then I just started working on it right away. And then I got sick, but I'm all better now. Totally fine. I was hoping to finish that little ball of yarn, just because I want to start keeping my labels of all of my yarn that I complete or use up. This is how much I had left of the little ball. If you guys remember, this is what it looked like, and this is what it looks like now. It kind of looks like, if it's like flat, it kind of looks like a little mochi donut. You guys know what I'm talking about, with like the little bumps around? But this yarn is so soft. It was so soft to work with. I have a second ball of it, and I kind of want to make my own pair of socks out of these, or out of this yarn, I mean. This will probably be enough for like one of my socks, I don't know. But anyways, are we ready to see the socks? One of them definitely turned out better than the other, that's for sure. Like all things, when you do it one time and then retry it. But here we go. There's the little sockies. I really liked this pattern. It was super easy as a beginner for socks. I'll try and flatten it out so you guys can really see like the shape of it. But as you can see, it kind of like, I had to pick up stitches right here. This is called the gusset, I guess, of the sock. And this is the heel flap here. But it kind of made this like little triangle thing. And then on the toe, I had to start decreasing to get it to come to a little bit of a point, really. There weren't any new stitches except the Kitchener stitch that I had to learn. Which is why I say one of the socks came out so much better than the other. This is the second sock that I did, and this is the first sock that I did, and this is the one with the toe that I had to fix here. And then this is the second time that I did the Kitchener stitch, and I think it's much cleaner. When I was doing the first sock, I was on the plane and I could only read the instructions. I couldn't watch the video on how to do the Kitchener stitch. So that's why I think I messed up on this one. And then this one, I was able to watch the video because we were home. So it turned out so much cleaner. I mean, so much cleaner, I think. But yeah, everything else, I think, is a little bit identical for the most part, but the second sock is definitely my favorite. It definitely turned out the best in my opinion. I still have to block the socks before they're completely done. I saw that you can use wool wash or you can steam block them. I have a steamer already, so I think I'm going to steam block them. But if I keep knitting socks, I'll probably get some wool wash. I don't know where to really get it, except for Amazon. So when I didn't know, I didn't even think about ordering it. So I'll probably just steam them. But I really, really like how they came out, and the pattern was so easy to follow. If you guys are interested in the tutorial that I use, I'll put it right here. It's this channel. I can't pronounce her YouTube name. I struggled for some reason, but it's this right here. I believe the pattern is free. Hopefully it is, because I think I kind of showed it a little bit throughout the video. If it's not free, I'd probably blurred it out so you guys couldn't see it. But yeah, I really enjoyed these socks. I definitely will knit another pair using this pattern because it was just so easy to follow. But of course, you guys know, if you watched my knitting plans for 2025 video, that I want to knit a lot more socks, and this was just my first pair and also my first project of 2025, which is so cool. I mean, I started it in 2024, but yeah, I really enjoy how they turned out. Okay, so this officially wraps up the end of my knitting New Year's type vlog style video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I didn't really show myself knitting a whole bunch with the second sock, but you know, with me getting sick and everything like that, I kind of just wanted to like work through it. And it was super easy to do with these socks because you're really just doing stockinette, and it worked out pretty fast, even though I was using a size 1 yarn. And the what was it, a 2.25 millimeter knitting needles. They were so tiny, literally toothpicks. I really want to jump into my bulky knitting needles now, since I was working with those for so long, but we'll see what my next project ends up being. If you guys are interested in that, or just interested in my channel, I hope you guys subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you guys so much. I believe we're at 1.6 thousand subscribers, which is really crazy. I think I mentioned in one of my other clips that I'm planning on doing a Q&A for my 2,000 subscriber milestone. So if you guys are interested in that, please leave some questions for me down in the comments below. Also, please let me know, have you ever knitted your own socks before? I know some people crochet their own socks, so maybe I'll try and do that as well and kind of see which one I like better. But yeah, with that, I'll leave it here, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week. It is Monday, so hopefully this is a great start to your week. And I will see you in Friday's video. Bye!